Okay, I think to be sensitive to all of you who have been here exactly on time, we're going to go ahead and get started. For all of you who've been here exactly at the time that the webinar was supposed to start, wherever you are, in whichever part of the world, this is the third time you'll hear me say welcome, but you can never have too many welcomes, right? So thank you again for being here today and for joining our webinar on learning more about what an online college experience looks like. Now, this webinar is a very special one for a number of reasons, and I'm going to tell you what those reasons are. Yeah. So firstly, as you get closer to joining the upcoming intake, which I really hope a lot of you are planning to do, here's an opportunity for you to have a better understanding of how these online classes are conducted at BSBI. Secondly, which I think is amazing, you get to hear from two wonderful students who I will be introducing in a little bit. Now, there's nothing more authentic than getting first-hand information from students who've actually been through where you are right now and are able to share their experiences and learning with you. So I'm telling you, it's worth your time that you're here. You don't want to go anywhere. You want to stick to the entire thing because you want to hear about the journey that these two people have taken. And lastly, and I think most importantly, you get to ask them questions, things that you probably want to know more about that hopefully will help you make that final decision to join us. Well, ask away, and here's your chance to do that. Now, before I go into introducing my wonderful panelists who have been so patiently waiting for me, I'm going to run a poll actually just to find out who's here with us today. All right, so if you can just give me 1 minute, I'm just going to launch this poll. So if you can just go ahead and tell me if you're looking at an undergraduate program or a postgraduate program, that would help us while we're talking to you. Excellent. Okay, so lots of you postgraduate students, amazing. Okay, and a few undergraduate students. I'm going to give you like 30 more seconds to fill it out. Okay. Panelists, can you see my poll? Can you see the poll results that are coming up?
Yes, we can see it.
You can. Okay, excellent. So you know there's about almost 20% undergraduate and the rest are all postgraduate. Super. Okay, thank you so much for that. What we're going to do right now is just introduce ourselves. First of all, I just want to say a big thank you for my wonderful colleague who's helping us from the back with the PowerPoint. So Ankita, thank you so much for helping us out. Thank you for putting up this slide. So first of all, I'm Sangeeta George. I'm the Senior Manager of the Student Support Services. I've actually been a career counselor for more than 15 years. And so I think it's kind of safe for me to say that I understand to a certain extent what all of you are going through. I just want to tell you that we're here to help and to support you. I'm also thrilled to have Pousali Palui and Lalit Verma with me here today. Pousali, am I saying your name right?
You're saying it perfectly fine. It's correct.
Excellent. Okay. She is currently pursuing the Global MBA from UCA. What I find amazing about Pousali is that she decided to join BSBI and this course in February 2021, which is right in the middle of the pandemic, correct? Feb 2021, right? Yeah, and so today we're going to be hearing a lot about her journey and how she made this decision. Before joining BSBI, she was working at TCS, which a lot of you might know is an MNC, multinational IT consultancy company, for 6 years. She did her bachelor's in computer science and is currently in her second semester after receiving a post-enrollment scholarship. Thank you so much for being here with us, Pousali. Welcome. Thank you. Lalit, now I want to introduce, is originally from India, and he completed his high school there too before moving to Germany. He's had experience in the field of sales and is currently pursuing his BA in Economics and Business Administration from Uni Nettuno. Lalit, thank you also so much for being here with me today. Super excited. Thank you. Pousali and Lalit, I can't even tell you how happy I am it makes to have both of you here. For all of you audience who are listening here, and I know there's quite a few of you, for you to get a student's perspective on life at BSBI and the positive impact it will make on your future career is really a golden opportunity for each one of you, even to hear their perspectives. So thank you once again, audience, for being here, and for panelists. And I've already said thank you to my wonderful person who's helping me with my PowerPoint. So if we could just move to the next slide, please. Thank you. So just quickly, just to go over the agenda, what we're going to do is I'm going to ask Lalit and Pousali some questions. Now, these are questions that a lot of you have asked the student support officers. And so I thought it would be a great learning for all of you who are here today. Once we finish with that, I'm going to open it up for all of you audience who are here so that you can ask these wonderful students some questions. So just go ahead and put your questions in the question box. If you don't feel like we've addressed it through this little conversation we're going to have, and I promise that we're going to take it up in a little bit. So whether you're looking at an undergraduate program or a postgraduate program, feel free to ask them whatever questions you would like, of course, pertaining to the program and maybe life in Germany. Okay, no personal questions here. All right, both Pousali and Lalit are also on student council. Is that right? Both of you are on student council? Yeah.
Yes.
So I believe that they've had an opportunity to interact with students from all over the world, and so we'll be able to share valuable insights with all of you. Okay, so let's get started. Next slide, please. What I'm going to ask both of you is if you can tell us a little bit about yourself so that the audience know who you are and a little bit about your background. Pousali, if you want to go first, and then Lalit will go.
Sure, Sangeeta. So like you have already introduced me, as I already have a background in IT. But then after 5 years of completing my IT, I decided to move out because I wanted to study back. And if I had stayed there, it would have continued for another 5 years. But then I decided to come in the October batch. But unfortunately, due to the pandemic situation, I had to change my plan and come for the February intake of 2021. But in the meantime, I did get some time and prepared myself for coming to Germany, because coming to Germany isn't an easy task. You just cannot decide. So I'll tell you about all the things that I did in the 5 months. So that's the thing. And apart from that, I am here for, it's been like almost 6 to 7 months, and it's a great journey until now. We'll share more about it.
Good, excellent, can't wait. And Lalit, what about you? Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from in India.
Yes, sure. First of all, I want to thank everyone to joining us, and thanks Sangeeta to giving us this opportunity. So basically, I'm from India and from northern part, Haryana, and I completed my schooling there, and I also worked almost like 1 year in 2 sales company, and then I was looking for higher education. So I decided to come to Berlin because it has many options, and now I'm studying BA in Economics and Business Administration with BSBI.
Excellent. Okay, so just continue to tell us, Lalit, what made you choose BSBI, and how do you think it was set apart or different from other colleges or universities you were considering?
So to be honest, it's actually very difficult to choose a specific college when you're looking for higher education, because you have many countries and there are also English speaking countries. But I want to challenge myself. That's why I choose the country where the English is not a main language, but all the courses here are in English. So I choose Germany, specifically BSBI, because in all terms and conditions I checked, if we compare with the other colleges. And first of all, we look for the tuition fees and the stuff. It's not that high because anyways, we have to pay the fees to study here. And
Correct.
And I've also been to after coming here, I've been to other campuses, and I have seen that BSBI have best environment to study and best infrastructure here. And BSBI actually care about their students, and because I have seen like many students where they are just here for study, but they are not actually studying. BSBI
Correct.
care about the attendance, results, and everything. So here's the best environments. That's why I choose BSBI.
Excellent. And it sounds like you don't regret it one bit, which is also, I'm very happy to hear. Yeah. What about you, Pousali? What made you choose BSBI? Because you were looking for a master's program.
So
So
honestly, I had like applied into different colleges, but to be very honest, BSBI was the first one to respond. Like I applied it one evening, and by next morning there was somebody like there was an email and somebody calling me by the afternoon that this is from BSBI and what kind of course. And honestly, I was not sure that I would be pursuing this master's. I saw that and I just applied it. But that person, it was a career guidance, and I got it for completely free. I said I need time to decide. He gave me like almost 1 week to tell me that what exactly my background was, and then how should I pursue which course will actually help me. And like I said, I almost started to apply from October. So after like October until November, it was almost a period of 1 month when I got to think. And this person was always connecting with me. There was a team from the BSBI team for like every week we were having a conversation, we were having a call, and that person was trying to not pursue me, but I would say he was inspiring me and telling me what my decision was and how it should change. And I also had many questions and many challenges that I definitely am sure most of you are having right now. So at that time, there was somebody who was helping me. So today I decided to come sit here and help you with the same questions and answers.
excellent. Thank you. Lalit, I'm going to ask you the next question because you've been in BSBI for like 2 years right now, right?
Yes.
So can you talk a little bit about what your experience has been like for the past 2 years?
So my experience was really great because when I came here in January, there was nothing like pandemic and stuff, and we had normal life. So this was the best month, and then again this thing start. And I also had chance to join, like I had almost two, all not the online classes, but classes on the campus. I have seen like there are many people working around, all the students, and we have normal classes. But now it's a bit different, and we have only online classes. And Berlin is really a great city. Like if we can notice every day new things here, and we experience new things. And I also want to say that now we are getting back to the normal life because most of things are getting open here, and finally clubs are open and many things are open, so we can enjoy our life back. So I hope
Excellent.
life will get normal now.
It sounds like it's going to, and I know campus is getting ready to have students back very
Yes.
soon, and we're taking all the precautions. So I think we're moving in the positive direction. Great. What about you, Pousali? I mean, I know you've only been there for a couple of months, but talk to me a little bit about, or maybe talk to me about how long it took for you to transition to life in Germany. And if you have any stories to share about when you first moved there, were there any kind of challenges or struggles?
Okay, so like I am here for almost 7 months now, and let's say for the first 2 months it was only struggles.
Yeah.
So, in the beginning, I did not first when I came, even if I knew the language, it was not like the way they speak. Like, so I was not sure. I could understand them, but I could not reply people back to them like the way they were expecting. And they were like, "No, I'll not help you. I'll not help you." It was something like that. But still, I tried like doing things. And the most interesting story I would say at the beginning, I think the first week after I came here, I went to a shopping mall like Lidl or Penny. So I thought I have to buy milk, I have to buy curd, and the basic things. So I don't know where all those things are kept because it's a bit different. The system is a bit different than that in India. So I go to the store, one of the storekeepers, and I go ask where is the milk. Like after 2 minutes, I managed to explain the person that I'm looking for milk, and then she takes me to a place where there are 5 different types of milk. I was like, okay, okay, now okay, this pattern is right, this color looks good, I take one. And then I asked for butter, and then 80 different kind of butters, and like, and each is different than the others, not just the brand. And I was like, okay, this is confusing, I need help. So this was something at the beginning. And I think, but most importantly, I had struggled at that time because the pandemic was still on when I came, because I came here on I think 14th of February, and the pandemic was still on, things were closed, only the I think basic things were open like groceries stores, but rest of the things were not functioning properly and could not go out. I had to be at home most of the time, and it was a new city, so it was quite challenging. But slowly, after like 2 months, let's say, everything started to open up, and I could come to college. Like Germany had this thing of you can take a test once in every week, and for the next 24 hours you could go anywhere. And this was like my life-saving drug, to be honest. I would go out every once in a week and take the test and then come to college. For nothing, like if I had to pay my fees, I could do it online, but I preferred coming to college because I really enjoyed the campus and the people around. I started making friends with the admin people, the faculty, sometimes the students who were always there on the campus if I was lucky. So it became a regular thing until things opened up and my classes became hybrid classes from online classes. So now I come to campus and attend classes, and it's exciting. Like most of the colleges in Germany, they have got the chances to open online, like the open classes, but they are still conducting it online. But BSBI, I think, is the first college who has gone totally like hybrid, like you can come to college, they are maintaining all kind of safety restrictions just because of the students, because they're thinking for the students. So I think it's really exciting that way. So now I don't feel like it's just 7 months. It's like I've already been here, and BSBI has made me so well, to be honest, here in this case.
Good. And you know which milk and which butter to buy now.
Now I milk, yeah. Just go to Reve and buy milk and butter. That's it.
Good. Lalit, you were a lot younger, most likely, when you joined BSBI or went to Berlin, right? How was that transition for you? Ankita, can you change my slide for me, please? But Lalit, how was that as someone who just graduated from high school, maybe not even 20 years old? What was that like for you? Were you scared? How did you get over it?
I was really scared when I came here because it wasn't, I never been out of India before. I was sitting first time in a flight. This was something new for me. And when I first arrived here, and the best part is that I don't even speak on that time a single word of German. So I asked, yeah, this was really difficult. And people like youngsters, I know because most of them speak English, but when you go to grocery store and you buy use like normal things, and there are elder people, they even though they speak English but they don't want to speak. So this is the thing, I get really confused and I was nervous first. I get thought that maybe I can go back to India, but still, but when I came to campus first time, I see the familiar faces here and they were really helpful because my course was starting in February and I came here in January. So yeah, I got only 3 months visa. As usual, we get 3 months or something like that. So we need to extend it after coming here. So I was really nervous and insecure about how I'm gonna do it. I don't have any document. I don't speak German. So I came to campus first time and they explained me everything this you need to do, and they also filled up all the documents and in the pandemic as well, because when their batch came and they did the visa and everything for them. This is the really great thing. But now I'm getting more confident because at the first I was really nervous. Whenever I go anywhere, I was feel like abandoned. No one wants to speak with me because I don't speak German. But now I get to know that they are really nice people here.
Nice. And I think it's so important for students to hear that from both of you, that that first couple of months is that transition takes time, right? But we need to give it time, and because of the support that you're getting on campus, other international students who are going through the same thing just like you're able to then cope with life in Germany. So just while we're on this topic, can both of you just maybe talk about 2 or 3 services on campus that you want the audience to know, because these are students who are hoping to join hopefully in October. But what kind of services are there for international students? Can you all talk about that a little bit?
Okay, so I would say for me, the most important service was the SERS service. I think they were helping me with the Anmeldung and extension of the visa. So when you first come into Germany, to be very honest, there are a lot of things that you have to worry about. The Anmeldung, the Steuer ID, and you have to do everything within a span of 1 month, and you don't know the language, and all the documents are in German. There is no English version of it. So it's really difficult, to be honest. And at the beginning, I didn't know, I was off the place. I felt like I should go back. But then this SERS team, there's a group of lawyers that the college actually helps you with, and they help you book the appointment. Okay, guys, let me tell you, booking an appointment for Anmeldung is not an easy task. I used to wake up at 7 a.m. in the morning to sit for it until 9 a.m. and I would get for 7 days I did that, and finally I got the appointment on the, I think, 8th or the 9th day, because it keeps on updating. So But somehow I got it myself. But honestly, SERS team can do that for you, and you don't have to like wake up at 7 a.m. and sit for the time when somebody cancels the slot, then you get the slot. So it's really helpful. And at the same time, the visa. Okay, the visa is the most important thing, because getting an appointment for visa is harder than getting an appointment for annual jung, let's say. And in that case, BSBI team, they just said these are the documents you need. And even if you get the appointment on your own, you really don't know which documents you need to bring, the exact documents. But here, the SERS team actually helps you with all the documents that you need to provide during the visa interview. And you don't even have to worry about speaking German, because there will be a lawyer with you, like one-to-one. She will take you and make you sit in front of the visa officer. She'll do all the talking. You just have to sign, give your fingerprints, and done. You get your visa right there, like the extension of your visa that he just spoke about after 3 months. And this is, I think, it's one of the best services you can get students, because I know most of you will not be confident. Maybe some of you are learning German, but some of you are not. But maybe you are not that confident about doing this, and the office work is really difficult. But here, BSBI never let me feel this way. And my annual junk and my visa, everything was done just like that. I didn't have to worry much about it. So I think this is one of the services. Is there anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, I also want to add something. And the first thing, we came here after extending our visa, and we also have to manage our expenses. So for that, we have to look for a job or something. And I have seen first time in like, I don't know other colleges do it or not. And BSBI offers students so they can come here, they can show their CV. If they need any changes, we have student services team here. They help them and they host many webinar about it. If there is something new job, you can see we have career board in the campus. You can see many type of job available here. And other thing is that when we because when we came here, most of students are international. They don't speak German and they don't even know like it's not like India. We can work as much we want. Student only work 20 hours per week here and 120 half days and something like 240 full days, something like that. So this was the thing. BSBI explained every student like this job you can do and how many hours you can work. This is the best thing I like here. So this is
That's
really
amazing.
helpful for the student.
Yeah,
And
and also
I've heard,
portal as well. Like LinkedIn is there, the college itself has its own job portal where you can, filter the jobs, you can get English speaking jobs for yourself. And the college also helps you with how to prepare your own CV, write your cover letter. That is very important, because
Yes.
most of us, like I had worked in a IT company for 6 years, but I did not know how to write a cover letter, because I think in India that was never necessary. You just make your CV, but
Yes.
here they thought how to make a CV in 2 pages. Doesn't matter how big your achievements are, you have to fit that everything in 1 page, and the cover letter has to have everything and how important it is. So these things, you will get webinars and sessions, and college just keeps on hosting everything for free. This is one more important thing. You don't have to pay anything. You just have to keep the eye on your emails, and they'll say just join the webinar like you have joined today, and you will get a lot of good insights about things. So
yeah, I think that's very important also that, and I'm so glad you all talked about both visa and career, because those are such common questions everyone's asking. I mean, the whole idea why students want to come to Berlin is to work, right? And so I think what I've heard about BSB and what I've seen is they're 100% supportive to make sure that as an international student, you get that job, whether while you're studying or even post, I think. And I've heard of internships even that they offer for students. There's so many different types of opportunities. So thank you so much for highlighting that. Ankita, if you can just take me to the slides on online education or online courses. So just for both of you, if you all can just talk a little bit about what the past year, Pousali, for you, the past 7 months, but what has the remote learning and online classes been like, and how have you, or what have you done in order to cope to make sure that you're having the best learning opportunity?
okay, so honestly, I never had to take online classes, because I graduated back in 2015 and there was no corona back there, so it was always classes. So
Right.
that was one more thing. When I was deciding to take up my master's, my parents were also concerned about it, that if you take a master's now, every school and colleges are closed. How are you going to cope up? And you don't know how to do online classes. We never had that opportunity. So that was also a bit a dark area for me, but I took the leap of faith, to be honest, because I saw all the alumni. So one more important thing, I keep following the alumni and the Facebook pages, because you get a lot of things to learn from there. Because I was following Quora and a lot of places, but people were giving positive and negative reviews, to be honest. So I was not sure which one to be, looking forward to. But then I spoke to people who were already on campus at that time, but I was back in India. So there I learned about online class, like how the classes are being conducted. So then I was like, okay, let's take the leap of faith and go for my classes. And trust me, when I first came in for my online class, it was a completely different experience. Like my classes were from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. and it never felt like there was a class for so long. Honestly, if it was a physical class, I would have fallen asleep or had been thrown out of the classroom, because that was the kind of person I was. I was always a backbencher, but here I was completely like, our professors made it so interactive, guys. It was so interesting, so interactive. They would ask you questions, they would give you group activities. Like if there were 10, 20 students, they would break you out in four different groups of 5 each with separate projects, and we were given like half an hour to complete and discuss. And even though we could not meet our peers for the first few months, but we always felt so connected. And I will tell you something interesting. So when everything opened, one of our professors is still not on campus. She's in London right now, so she takes online classes. So we decided to surprise her. So one day, all of us met together, and we, like 5 or 6 of us who were in Berlin, and we took the video call from one of our apartments. And she was like, "Oh my God, the teacher was really excited." And see, things like, so from online class, we became so good friends that one day we met in an apartment. That was the first time we had met, and we never felt like we were separate from each other. We were like,
Right.
"Hey, how are you?" And it was always online until now. And we used to take
Yeah.
screen calls, make fun of each other. It's fun, to be very honest. Don't do that. Like, don't tell anybody I'm telling you, but we do that all the time.
And I think it's good for even people who are starting or deciding to start online. They get to know their peers even before they get onto campus. So
Yeah,
by the
definitely.
time they come to Berlin, they've already made a whole lot of friends. They know their professors, So it
Yes.
definitely works positively, I think.
Social media thing is so like it works like a fire, to be honest. On WhatsApp, on Facebook, on Instagram, everywhere. If you stay connected, if you really want to come here, we are always up there. We are posting new things, we are responding to your messages, responding to your posts. So just be there, and you will be connected already even before you're here. You can trust me on that.
That's awesome. Lalit, do you want to add anything to that?
Yes, for my case, it was little bit different because they already know that the classes are going to be online and I didn't know that. I was came here like classes going to be physical, and this was all new for me because in the high school I already read in the books or in fantasy movies seen that the class is going to be virtual. You have to take your screen and you can study from home. So these things are now getting in real for me now. So this is our new experience. But first, when we joined our first class, so everyone was really excited and all the cameras were on. And to be honest, we were laughing at each other's face. So this was like really different and unique for us. So we were watching everyone, and as she said, that professors are really professional. They feel like they are in front of you and then teaching you. And apart from the classes, we have also hosted like 2, 3 events online as being student council, and we even hosted fresher party online. Can you guys imagine that? Fresher party online. It make no sense, but the people and student all enjoyed it, and we had really great time.
Yeah, and
And
there
we
were good
made really,
responses. Yeah,
yeah, we
people
did.
I'm
like.
pretty, I'm pretty sure I watched it, I think last year's, but everyone had such a great time. I'm not
Yes,
sure how that happened, but everyone looked so happy to be on that, freshers party online.
yes.
But they were having so much fun. You don't want to stop watching it. So I watched the entire video of people just saying hi to each other. But yeah, I think that's a great point. And so, audience, if you're thinking about what it's going to be like, here are real life experiences. Here are two students who are actually on campus right now and talking about how they've been able to cope. One who's there for almost 2 years, one who's there been for 7 months, and look at them. They look like they've been in Berlin forever, and it's very heartening to know that. Maybe that's how you're posing it, but I'm glad that you all talked about the struggles initially, but how the campus is there to support you. There are people on campus to support you. There's a student council. You all are there to support, and At the end of this, I would like you all to please put your email. I think you have a student council email, if you can give that one. If there are international, oh, you've already put it, perfect. Okay, I can't see it. Okay, great. So Pousali, I want you to answer this question because you were more ready for online classes. Now, there are a lot of students here who are kind of sitting on the fence with deciding whether they want to join in October or not, because they're a little bit apprehensive about attending online classes. Okay, they're extremely interested in BSBI, but concerned about attending online classes. What would you like to say to them?
Okay, I would really want to know what exactly your concern is. Like, why not online classes? Because most of the things here nowadays are online. Because if I'm working in office, to be honest, like online class was not a difficulty for me because most of the time in TCS it was online meetings, everything. Because I was sitting here and my counterpart was sitting in USA or some other part of the world. So it is nothing. You have to just be there on time. You have to understand it. If you have any difficulties, you email them, you reply them back. So I don't think it's any different from your normal class. Yeah, it's just that you don't get to be the backbencher or the first bencher. That's the only problem. But apart from that, I don't think, because assignments that you say, suppose, yeah, one thing that I first thought might be a problem is one important thing, that suppose we get an assignment to submit and then we get a deadline, like within 2 weeks we have to submit, and I'm stuck somewhere and the teacher is not available. How am I supposed to submit? Like in school, probably we could go to the teacher and ask, ma'am, this is where I'm not being able to do it. But yeah, this was one of my concerns before. But honestly speaking, we got 2 weeks before our last assignment, and in the meantime, I got stuck at some places. Although the teacher had helped us a lot before, even before we got the last class, she said, "You guys just look through your assignment." There was only one class dedicated to like 4 hours dedicated to like, yeah, you are doing your assignment. Just in case you need any help, any point, just let me know and come. And okay, I did that, but even after that, I had problems. Like worst case scenario, we do have problems even after that. I emailed the teacher because after you get access to Canvas, I think you get email addresses of all the teachers and faculty and students you study with. So I emailed the teacher, and the teacher did respond within 2 days, like 2 working days. She responded, and she did share her personal number, and we had a talk, and she said, "I am on campus. You can come. We can discuss this here." And I did that, and trust me, I got like 90%, and I think I topped the class in that assignment. And it was my first formal assignment submission for masters. I never did that before. So I think.
So do you feel like do you feel like, sorry, but do you feel like it's impacted your learning experience in any way, both of you?
Yeah,
has it made a difference?
Yeah, definitely, because online learning is, I would not say it's as same as like we learn in physical classes, but in online learning, the best part is whatever the teacher teaches you, you get a presentation or a deck with you, and it stays with you. So whenever you are having a difficulty, you can definitely go back and look like, okay, this was held in class class number 5, unit 2. You can just go look into it, and if you're having difficulty, you can come to teacher. But I think in physical class, when we take notes and everything, and then we just come back home, notes is there in the back, and then it never comes out before exams. So
excellent. Yeah. And so do you, Lalit, sorry, did you want to add anything to that about your
I think
online
you
experience?
already mentioned everything, and it's not a big issue to attend online class. And if you turn on your cameras and you are concentrated on the class, it's just not a big issue.
You just have to turn on your camera. It's fun because we take screenshots and things in front of each other. We do all a lot of things.
And so would you recommend for some of these students to actually start online instead of waiting for when they can get onto campus, start online, apply for their visas, and then come onto campus when they can? Is that something as students you would recommend?
Yeah, definitely. I can tell a story of a friend of mine who's still back in India. I mean, I think I can. He is in my class right now. So he had been attending online class from there, and his visa had some issues, so it got delayed or something. So I think he'll probably be here by the end of November. But definitely he's going to finally be here. So he was attending online classes, and to be honest, there were times when I used to fall asleep during my online classes, okay? And I would like, after some time, he would like give me a call. Hey, you wake up. I was like, what? And it's like, see, this is the thing. And oh, did you take it? Okay, send, share me the notes. This person is sitting back in India. I am sitting here in Germany. We have different time zones, but we act like we just sit across each other in the same bench. It's like nudging, hey, wake up, teacher is here. And it's difficult. It's not difficult. Trust me, it's really easy. Even the other day, we are I think supposed to submit an assignment with another 2 weeks. Okay, 2 or 3 weeks. So this person, hey Pushali, when are you hosting a meeting? Like they are like we. Because I'm like I think council member, so people do come to me for everything, and most of them were like, they came to me like, hey, let's do one thing. Why don't you hold a Zoom meeting? We are having some difficulties. You won't bother the teacher. We'll have a good time. We'll sit for like 5 hours together. So students themselves coming up to me who are not in India, I mean, who are not in Berlin, who are in India. Say, guys, you go to campus, the ones you're in Berlin from India, we can host a meeting, use the projectors, and trust me, college, let us do that. If I tell college that there are my friends who are in India who wants to do this, and college will be like happily, they'll rather sponsor us some Coca-Cola and chips as well. Hey, enjoy your study time. That could exactly happen, to be honest. So I think
awesome.
it's not at all a problem. And BSBI has every aspect. Like if you want to grow, they help you just grow.
They help. That's great. That's so reassuring to hear. You almost make me want to come and study at BSBI. Be a student. I'm going to take just another couple of more questions because there's lots of really nice questions coming from the students. So what's in store for both of you in the future? What do you hope to achieve from your education at BSBI? Lalit, you want to go first? What are you hoping to do after your bachelor's?
So I'm still in second year of my bachelor's. So because I already have experience in sales and marketing, that's why I'm studying business and this thing. So I was thinking to do masters in the same field, then to gain experience in a good company. Then I think that I can, when I have good knowledge, then I can start my own business.
Okay, excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
And Pushali, for you?
Okay, so my idea did change a bit from what it was like when I first came to BSBI. So earlier I thought like, okay, I have a degree of IT, I can work here for some days, get a proper marketing and analytics experience, and then join back an IT company once my course is complete. But after I came here, I started studying, I got to know that they also offer a doctorate degree, like in business administration after this, and the price is much reduced. And if I like the campus so much, why should I not go for it? I have like started to think about like going for the PhD one, and then by that time probably I learn better German and I can go buy better milk and butter of my choice. So I think I am like now I don't feel like going back to work anymore. I want to continue my studies and probably I'll do my internship or some apprenticeship and that is very easy to get in Germany, to be honest. If you know how to write the proper CV and cover letter, I think the college will help you with that. It's very easy to get like an internship here. In fact, if you're lucky enough, you can get one in the college itself, like us. Yeah, we work in our college as well, by the way, if you did not know.
That's awesome. That's great. That's amazing. Yeah.
And you get proper payments and thing for that. So and you can even add it to your CV that as an appreciation that from college that from this time to this time the student was in college, was working. So I think for me the thing has changed a bit from what I did. I can say that I did divert from my actual goal. So I now am planning to pursue my PhD as well from here because the experience of learning here is nothing like other, to be honest, guys. If you come here, you feel it. Don't just go by my words. I would say if you like, take online classes for some time, and you would feel it. And also they have a foundation course, by the way. I forgot to mention that. I think if you're not sure how to start, they have a foundation course where BSBI prepares you of how to start studying and going abroad and settling. I think that is also important. If you guys have just passed class 12 and you don't know, you don't have a direction, like which way to go and what to do and what not to do, there is a foundation course for you as well.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you for highlighting that. You just had your graduation in May. I think the graduation happened in May or June on campus. Was it then or a couple of months ago, right? Just recently it happened. There was a graduation ceremony.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Ankita and all graduated, that's right. I heard an alumnus who spoke fantastic. I think she was also on student council. She said that BSBI was like a second home, and it is a second home to most students. Can you relate to that sentiment? And if so, how? How has BSBI become your second home?
So I want to start that because I already mentioned when I came here in the Berlin, I didn't know anyone. So when I came to campus, I feel like I see the similar familiar faces and they guided me. It's really feel like home. Whenever I came here, I get a good talk with employees and I met my friends from class, and every time I met some, even if we don't know each other and if we are from same country and even if we are not from the same country, so we feel like we are connected to each other and they really want to help each other. If you are like you are looking for apartment, you are looking for job, and you can ask around, and the end of the day you will get the results, and finally your solution problem is resolved.
Yeah.
So this is the best thing here.
Because here with for every class, every course, we have separate WhatsApp group and which is held by, handled by one of the council members. And if they're having any problem, they come to us and we discuss it right up. Recently, we had an issue yesterday, and this morning it was completely solved. We just had to ask around people, and things got solved. And about Sandra, like coming to college, every morning you come to college, you see Sandra saying good morning to you. And it is really happy and it is family. She sits just outside and she'll be like, hey, happy day, happy morning. And for me, it's second home, honestly, because I have like my working time is from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and it's almost 4, guys. I'm still at college. I did not go back home because I don't feel like going back home. This is like a living example.
That's awesome. Great. That's so nice. I knew that that would be a right question to ask both of you because it sounds like you live on campus more than anything else. My last question for both of you, what final words of wisdom would you like to leave with these students who are wanting to be a part of the BSBI family as early as October? So we're talking about they're planning to come maybe next month, so you can imagine what they're going through. It's mixed emotions. What wise words would you like to leave with them?
Okay, I know it's an obvious concern for you guys because you really don't know about the college or the university. That like in a first hand, it's not in your own country, it's in a completely different continent or a country. So I know you will be mostly thriving on online reviews, like positive or negative, whatever comes online, you will be depending on that. But then I would say read them, but try to interact with the alumni who have already passed out. Like our previous batch was graduated, they have got jobs in really good companies and they did it on their own. We didn't have to help them anything or do anything for them. You can try connecting with them. There are Facebook pages, you can like that, you can post your question there, people will answer that. If not us, then somebody who knows the answer to the question. I think that way you'll have a better view about it. And trust me guys, if you take one step towards BSBI, BSBI will take 10 steps towards you to embrace you and give you whatever you need. You just ask for it, we will figure it out. If it's feasible, we will give more than what you ask for. Like recently, we also had, like just yesterday, we had a startup competition, to be honest. So one of the guys had an idea of putting up a startup with, I think his marketing plan was not that, he could not, but he was struggling for it. And the CEO, he saw that he was struggling for it, but the plan was really good. If he was granted the money, he would have done really well. And we actually gave him 1,000 euros, I think, an offer for the startup towards his startup. And don't worry that this was just one time. This startup competition keeps happening every twice a year. It's like every 6 months there's a startup competition and you get 1,000 euros. So if you have ideas, if you are creative, BSBI gives a direction and vision to your creativity.
Yes, and money as well.
Yeah, money, the most important thing, guys.
Yeah, because you talked about getting a scholarship after you came to BSBI, right, Pousali?
About another thing I can say, there are 2 types of scholarships that BSBI offers you. That's pre-enrollment scholarship and post-enrollment scholarship. That the pre-enrollment one is dependent on how your marks are in your previous education or if you have any job or something. But when I came here, it was during the pandemic and I had so many other things to worry about. I completely forgot about the scholarship. But then after coming to campus, honestly, if I had got a chance, I didn't know I could apply for a scholarship. After coming to campus, I think I heard somebody talking about scholarship, some faculty, and they said, you have a good thing. Why don't you apply for it? I said, I can. I already started my course. And then I got to know that there's a pre-enrollment and a post-enrollment one as well. So after you're enrolled, after your first semester, we will judge you on how your academics marks are and how your result was, and you will definitely get a scholarship. And I did fill up the form, and within I think 1 month I got my scholarship. So within 1 month.
Wow. So there are opportunities even after students get onto campus. That's what you're saying, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
also
I hope
depend you are attending the classes, how your
Yeah.
marks are. If you're not attending classes, how can you get the
Yeah, definitely.
facilities?
Everything is not just marks,
Yes.
because there are people who doesn't do their own assignments, and
Yes.
but teachers do understand that, because it's not that you don't do your assignment, you make your mom do it, like we used to do in art classes back in classes. But then honestly, teachers will keep interacting with you throughout your session, like throughout your course, she will keep interacting with you, and every teacher has a detailed knowledge about what kind of student you are with. So you understand that even if you're not attending classes, we mark it. If you attend classes and if you are struggling to grow, teachers will help you. And if you're not doing anything, teachers will also know that. And your scholarship is completely dependent on that. It's not just your marks, to be very honest. So if you really are looking forward to the scholarship, work hard and in the classes, be attentive and make more friends, to be honest. Like I did go there, I was very talkative, while the teacher is speaking, I was texting my friends and everything. But at the same time, teacher would understand I was doing that and would ask me exactly questions from Poshani, this is where you are. And I was like, okay, okay. That was the thing. And it's all happening in online classes. And I don't feel that it's totally different at all, like from any other classes.
Great. Okay, thank you so much. This has been so informative. It's like 3 months worth of webinar information you've put all together, which I love. Students, if you're listening, the audience, I think the key word here, or at least from what both of you have talked about your experience, is the word that sticks out the most is support. Support even before you come, support as soon as you come to Berlin, support as a student, as someone who's looking for a job. And I think that is so essential for any college experience. So students, if you're listening, please know you're hearing, it's not me saying as an employee of BSBI, but someone who's going through as a student what you want to do over the next couple of months. Here are 2 students telling you that you will get the support that you need. I'm going to start taking some questions, but before I do that, I'm going to run another poll just for me to have an idea. I know some questions have come and there's been a lot of interest that all of you have shown with regards to wanting to join. So just go ahead and put whether you're interested to join BSBI for the September 2021 intake. I can see a lot of yeses, some no's. It's okay if you're confused. You can put a maybe, you're saying I still need some answers, no problem at all. But really nice to see that a lot of you, majority of you, are wanting to join and thinking about it. I'll just give it a couple of more minutes so that we can, help. So that Pousali and Lalit are there. If you have any kind of questions you want to ask them, they've put their email address that you can write into Student Council, and they will be happy to help you with that. Thank you, everyone. So most people have said yes. Some of you saying maybe, and about 17% saying no, which is not bad at all. And I hope some of you who said no, you will change your mind in the next couple of weeks, and we really, really look forward to having you on campus. Okay, so I'll just take, Jis has already left, but he's asking about visa. I'll get in touch with him with regards to his enrollment letter because he wants to start online. No problem, I'll write to him after this. Do one of you, Poshali, this is for you. Does the postgrad program offer work or internship guidance opportunities during the course of the study itself?
Yes, definitely. So that's what I was talking about. Like when I first started the classes, there were webinars like this webinar. Even we had webinars and some kind of what do you call it? We even get certification courses. To be honest, I got an IBM certification courses, and I now have design thinking, 3 certificates of design thinking for free. And trust me, guys, if you try to do it online from somewhere in India, you at least have to pay 50,000 or a grand for that. And I got all those 3 certificates for free. They're shining up on my LinkedIn. You can check that out. So apart from that, yeah, you get a lot of guidance. Like the CV thing I told you, how to make your CV, how to sit for an interview, how to say things in an interview. Everything is up there. There are webinars for that, and you can ask questions, just like you can ask questions to me right now. In those webinars, you can ask questions to the respective panelists, and they would be happy to help you. And anything you want guidance in, they have questions. And how to sit for a job interview in Germany. And there was a webinar I attended where do's and don'ts of what to say in an interview in Germany. Like if you don't know German, do not start, do not mention that in your CV. And there are things, the do's and don'ts. Like it's just one thing I just mentioned, but you will have a better and broader vision when you actually attend those seminars. So I am a student, I still have seminars, and recently we had a project management certification. I somehow forgot to register for that, but most of my batchmates, they had registered for that. There's an exam for it, and I think 3 or 4 of them did go pass it, and I think they're going to get their certificates by next week or so. So I think there are other, and these certificates you can always flaunt and show off on your CV or on your LinkedIn or any professional. To be honest, it's for free, completely for free. You don't have to sign up for anything. I mean, sign up with money for anything. So I think this is really helpful. And
helpful. You talked about visa, the process and the interview process, and there's actually a question about it. If either one of you want to share your experience of the visa interview.
I mean, like in India or here in Germany?
I'm guessing the student's name or whoever's interested is Tarun Chetri. I'm guessing he's from India. Yes.
Okay, so an embassy is not that difficult. You have to bring your documents. They will ask you normal questions. Sometimes they don't even ask questions. They just take the file and you can leave. That's it. You don't need to do anything else. That's much easy. So in my case, they didn't ask anything to me.
okay, so that's the thing. For if you go to VFS, they will ask you questions. They will not ask you questions. They will just arrange your documents. They'll rather help you with all the documents. And I would, that's why I say, if you are having an interview somewhere close by, do not write the visa form with pen. Try to write it with pencil and go to the VFS office, and they will help you. If you made some sort of mistake, they will correct it then and there and make you submit it. But if your interview is at the embassy, which I don't think is possible during the pandemic anymore, but if it's at the embassy, you have to be really perfect with the kind of document you're submitting, and everything should be perfect, because at the embassy there is no chance of you going wrong. But again, BSBI has a team that helps you with that as well, because for me it was there, and I got exactly the documents I needed. Even one day before my interview, I just felt like this was missing. I had the phone number, and it's not a German phone number. There's some Indian counterpart in India that was helping. The person was helping me. I quickly connected to that person, and she helped me. Yeah, this is the document that you're missing. I need it right now, and they sent me. Even before I was flying, I think 1 or 2 days before my flight, I realized that I might have to show my matriculation letter and physical presence letter to the airport. I might have to show, because during the pandemic I was flying, so it was quite necessary. I think my flight was in the afternoon and something like that, and I had asked for it the last night. By morning, I got the entire document. By morning, it was 10 a.m. and my document was in my email. So I think, guys, college helps you in every aspect if you want to, and the visa questions are not that tough. Embassy will basically ask you questions like, why do you want to go to Germany? So do not forget that whatever you mentioned on your motivation letter or SOP, do not divert from that, because they really know that by heart, and if you say something apart from that and they feel that you are trying to lie to them, your visa gets cancelled. But apart from that, everything is fine.
Fair enough, I think. I mean, you have to, and I think that's why it's so important that you write your own motivation letters, so you know what's in it actually. Because if you don't, they're going to find that out. So please be.
You don't just by heart your motivation letter before you go into the interview.
Okay, Tarun, we will get in touch with you. He asked a question about how can I enroll, and I want to know the process, so we'll get someone from our team to call you. Monica had a question with, is the lawyer service free of cost from BSBI? You want to go ahead?
The service is free of cost, provided that you continue whatever course you've enrolled for, you continue, because most of the students, what they do, they get the visa and they leave the course in between. Like after 3 months, when you get your RP extended, people just leave the course at BSBI and they just go somewhere and they just don't show up. So the lawyer service is free until and unless you complete your course. Like for me, my course ends in August, all right? So until August, if I continue to be a part of this college, which I definitely will be, so the service is free. But if I leave somewhere in the meantime, I think I have to pay 625 euros. It's like a fine, but I think it's fair enough. Like if you get this for extending your visa, and you have, once you have the visa, you go away. It's not a fair thing to do. So I think that is quite obvious that you go.
Quite, yeah. There's a question from. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, carry on. No.
No. It's just that you don't have to pay for the service. You might have to pay a fine if you divert from your words. That's it. That's it. Right. So it's not no fine. Okay. It's just
There's
fine.
a question. There are a few questions from Pavan, but he's already left, so I'll just email him later. I'll get his email address and I'll just address, and I'll give your student council email because he has some questions for you about the master's programs. Again, Monica's asking, will German language classes also be given online?
Yes, at the moment it's online because when I started it was on the campus.
Yeah, but like due to the pandemic thing and everybody, like students in India are also attending classes and students here in Germany are also attending classes, and we just have one class a week now, and we are planning to make it more than that. I think that's another council agenda that's up for this quarter. So we'll have more than one online camp classes, but currently it's being held online. But wherever you go, it's being held online. Like any German school, if you apply for paid classes, they are taking like online classes. Online. Yeah, everything is online. You pay 250 euros, it's still online. Here in BSBI, it's for free, it's still online. So that's
okay, excellent. Yeah. Lalit, you speak German now? You know how to buy your milk and butter, or you also speak?
Yeah, I speak to A2 level. I learned already.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. Great. Okay. There's something about accommodation, a question. Pavan's already left, but for the benefit of others, about partners being there for BSBI. Can you all talk a little bit about how you all found your accommodation?
I think it's not that difficult because at BSBI they have partnership with 3 or 4 companies, Porter Home and some of them, I don't know the name. You can easily find apartment there, and they have accommodation services in student services, so you can send email like, for example, I'm looking for a single room apartment in this area. If they have any availability, they will send you email back. So it's not that difficult.
Yeah, oh, good. We answer that. Yeah, sorry, go for it, because there are a couple of questions I'm just reading. So if you all can talk about accommodation.
Okay, so the accommodation thing, there's a separate team that helps you with the accommodation, the student services team.
Exactly.
We have a separate team, guys. Anything for visa, we have a separate team. For student services and accommodation, we have a separate team. So this team, when I was back in India and I had no clue about accommodation, I mailed them because I didn't know in the pandemic I'm coming and needed a place to stay. So they did send me links with I think 7 or 8 places like Housing Anywhere, Spota Home, and student accommodation and all that. So, and I did mention that my preference is that I want a single room, I want sharing whatever it is here, or I want a proper studio apartment or anything. And trust me, within 2 days they came up with 17 or 18 different options for me, and in different parts of the cities, and not in like far corner of the cities, within the main cities, and which was close to college, just 15 to 20 minutes from college by S-Bahn or U-Bahn. So those were helpful, but I think for me it was a bit difficult because I had to first do my 10 days quarantine in Düsseldorf. So by the time I came, those things were already taken. But still, again, I found my thing in just 1 week. Yeah, just 1 week. It was a different room, not with the help of the college, but see, with my broken German, I didn't know how to buy mail, but still I found an accommodation. So it's
apartment, yeah. So
yeah.
just for Mangone Jalo, who's written that he's written in but not heard, we'll make sure that someone gets in touch with you. I have your email address, so we'll make sure. But I just want to read out to you. I don't know if you all can see what he wrote. It's very sweet, and I want everyone to hear it. He says, I am Mangone Jalo, an aspiring BSc student facing the same issues just mentioned by both. I'm happy to join this amazing family of BSBI. Honestly, BSBI is very supportive. There are times I want to back off, but my recruiter would be calling me all the time, not only to support me, but to calm me down and relieving a lot of stress from me. BSBI is the best in the world. I wish to be the next student council leader after my humble brother. I think that's so sweet.
That's really sweet. That's really sweet.
Yeah. So Mangone, we look forward to having you on campus, and keep an eye out for these two student council for Pousali. Yes, remember his name, okay, please. So extra welcome.
Council voting by that time. So if you are there, are willing to come in the next batch, and there's a small tip from the council side.
Yeah, you will get to know about it.
Yeah, but yeah, do start bonding up with your classmates and start talking to them a lot, and have a good already. So by the time we held our next election, I think it's going to be in January. You're already here on campus. Let's see, you can be lucky enough to sitting in the panel with us. I think and it's possible, guys. If you dream it, BSBI makes it possible, to be honest.
Possible. Yeah, absolutely. Are you guys okay to take a couple of more questions?
Yeah,
Is that okay
sure.
with you? Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
it's like our second home. We love staying here.
Okay. Manav Grover says, isn't Germany known for its engineering universities? I know Germany's education standards are far better than India. A sufferer myself, he says. But apart from cost benefits, what else am I getting? What my counterparts at, say, the US, France, or Singapore are not. So he's saying, if you compare Germany to these other countries, how do you think it's better? It's a better opportunity for students and a better choice.
Okay, so like Manav, I think this question is really important because most of the people around the world sees Germany as the hub of mechanics. Like, I want to study in cars, mechanics, and let's go to Germany. But what we fail to understand is that Germany also provides a really, really good, quality education to even course like analytics and business. Because the degree that is BSBI offering, I can tell you about that. It is from 3 different universities. Like, there are 3 different courses. Like, I am for global MBA, and there is a course of global MBA from CUC, that is Concordia University of Chicago. Is I think I'm doing from UCA, that's a UK university.
Yeah.
I think UCA is ranked, I think, 13th in UK for in terms of business environment, and also a Rome University, Unitune, I think he's doing Telematica, I think, and that is also a good university. So there are 3 different universities from across the globe, and whatever the degree you are getting in whatever subject you choose, be it undergraduate, be it postgraduate, be it doctorate, it's recognized all across the globe. It's not, and it is not like a distant course you're getting. It's a full-time degree you're getting, and you can get a job on the basis of that in anywhere in the world. It doesn't matter that you have to get a job in Germany, and the degree is valid everywhere. And apart from that, I would say that this course, it costs, like, if you go to Singapore, and my own brother is in Singapore, National University of Singapore, and I know how much the education costs there. So for me, he's doing an analytics course, and I think if you go to different other colleges, whatever you pay, I think in BSBI you have to pay a little lesser. I think not the
Right.
let's say not too less, but like it's not as much as the other colleges that you have to pay for. So I would say, including everything and the kind of jobs you get here, the support you get here, it's nothing. Like, I don't think you get that much support in other colleges. Honestly, I know friends in Berlin who are in other colleges, and they do not get that much support in terms of job or help regarding how to make your CV or how to prepare yourself, to be honest. And I'm not lying, guys. It is true.
Yeah, you don't have to. That's why we have you guys, because you'll say it as is. If it was rubbish, you would have said it's rubbish.
Some people do say that this is like, maybe I'm trying to say something about the other news, but no, I have friends, and it's not me, it's them saying, and I'm just promoting what they are trying to say about their universities. So in BSBI, you won't feel this way.
There are a few questions about how to apply. I'm just putting down an email in the chat box, info@berlinsbi.com. If you're interested, just write into us, and someone will most definitely get in touch with you, maybe even today or early first thing tomorrow. Do one of you, there's a question about, I would like to know how the health insurance works. How much does it cost for a student who's above 30 like myself? Mahmoud has asked. Do you all have anything to?
Yeah, I think that for health insurance, normally we have to pay like almost from 100 to 110 euro. But if you are doing a part-time job or something, they will pay your health insurance, so you don't have to pay for it. But it's different for all kind of what kind of job you are doing. But I think after 30, if you are unmarried, you can't get public insurance.
You have to get private, and private is much cheaper. It's 33 or 40 euros a month.
Yeah.
And after 30, you cannot get I think, public one. You have to go for a private one, which is much cheaper than the public one.
Exactly.
So you're lucky that way if you're above 30.
Yeah. I loved how someone thought it was a negative and you all turned it into a positive. That's is attendance compulsory for your classes, Lalit and Pousali?
Definitely. Yeah, that's what I said. When you just sit, you don't sit for classes and you just submit your assignments. No, that doesn't work that way. You still don't get good marks in the assignment with bad comments. I have seen things like this happen to people from my class, and they again had to resubmit their assignment, and they had to sign, I think, some sort of NOC that they will not do it again or something like that. But it is difficult, guys. Do not do that. Do sit for classes, and classes are interesting. If you sit for 2 classes, you'll definitely come back for the next classes. I can assure you of that. The classes are so interesting.
Interesting.
Not like that. You join the Zoom classes and you are just walking around using your phone. I did once, but I did not get the attendance.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know how they get it now, but they feel it.
I'll tell you how they get it. They will pause the class in between and just ask any question. And if you don't respond, then definitely they know who's there in class and who's there just in the meeting.
That's interesting. Rohan, you said what's that?
Yeah, if you do that, you will just not get attendance. Then don't come to the council and cry. Why I did not get? Then we'll say, remember the webinar?
Yeah, good point. It's all recorded, so then people can watch it again. Rohan, you said you made an error on your application form for your scholarship. I would suggest just write into info, just let us know the details, and we will be happy to help you with that. Mohammed, you said that you'd love to be a part of BSBI family, but your visa is not approved. You've heard both Lalit and Pousali say start online, and then when you get your visa, it actually increases your chances of getting your visa because we started online.
The visa office that my class has already started, you get a priority. Like, okay, this guy to come first because he's already attending classes, so it's easier that way.
Same for you, Niharika Lohora, who's saying she's already in Germany but not in Berlin as of yet. She says, is it okay if I start online at the moment and then attend the classes in person after I move to Berlin? Absolutely, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There are students who are doing that. There are students who are doing that.
Okay, great. I think we've, in some way or the other, we've answered a lot of these questions about finding housing. We've talked about, if there are some questions that are directed to both of you, I might just send it to you all into your general email address, so you can please just take it for these students. Okay, great. I think I'm going to say, let me just say, if I want to ask if personal statement is also the motivation letter, would you consider the personal statement a motivation letter?
Yes, why you want to choose Germany, why BSBI and all those, what are your plans after that? I think that is a SOPB, statement of purpose, yeah.
It's the same thing, it's just called different by different. So yeah, I would, Jennifer, yes, the personal statement and the motivation letter is the same. They just want to know what is your purpose of coming to Germany and studying, and really what your long-term plans are and what you want to do with regards to that, correct? I think that's what it is. Okay, all right. I think I'm going to say goodbye to everyone right now. Students, a lot of you, majority of you are still here. Thank you so much for, hanging out with us for the past 1 hour and 10 minutes. You've heard about BSBI, the rigor of the courses, the support that you get on campus, the connect that you make not only with students and your friends, but also with staff. This is a great opportunity for you. You've heard from students. It couldn't get better than this for you to have first-hand information. We've put their email address out there. Please keep in touch with them. If you have any more queries, is that okay for me to say, Lalit and Pousali? I'm just talking.
Yeah, definitely. I love talking. If any more queries, bring it.
Yeah. Excellent. You can also write into info@berlinsbi.com. We're happy to take your questions too. Lalit, Pousali, it has been a treat having both of you here. Thank you so much for spending 1 hour. It's time for you to go home. I think you actually need to pack up your bags and leave campus. But we really, really appreciate all your sound advice and, the good and the bad and the ugly and the beautiful that you have shared with all of these students. Thank you so much for being so open, so supportive. Look forward to working with you guys again. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye. See you. Bye.